What's up, guys? Potato Rockstar here. We're doing it again. Another educational game. It's time against Cory Bear. I'll be honest. I went on tilt this game. Not in a smashing controllers, throwing things kind of way. More in a things are starting to go bad and things are starting to go worse and now I'm making bad plays and bad decisions and then I definitely lose. Um, Whenever you're faced with decisions, whatever they are, you always want to try to make sure you make the best one. You know, don't let your emotions get the better of you. Don't get the feeling of, oh, I'm losing, I need to do something desperate. Like, you don't. You just need to keep trying to play well and keep trying to make good decisions. But in this game, you'll see there's. I'll talk about it later, but there'll be things that happen in the game where I'm just like, why did I do that? Oh no, this is happening. Oh no, I'm behind. Oh no, and then it all falls off the rails. So, very first play, picks up Pack Pod. I love Pack Pod. I think it's wonderful. He's got 2 trade. Definitely better than picking up an Explorer. Gives you potential for 3 trade later. Gives you potential for damage later. I think it's a really nice combo card. Plus, he's got Veteran Pilots, so that's going to give him a chance to really continue to funnel damage into me. He wants to play aggressively. Good start. So I look at this up here, and I say, oh, I'm going to draw 2 cards. Why? You've got 4. Just pick up the Oracle. Just pick up the Oracle. It's actually the best card. He's got Veteran Pilots. You need to protect your face. You also need to scrap. You need to become more efficient than him. He's becoming aggressive. There are some high-cost trade cards out there. Maybe you try to pick up both of those. Maybe you go for the Stellar Ray, but no. The Oracle is the play here. It's a scrap base. Yes, there's a lot of shiny, trade-giving blobs, and there's a Siege Fortress, which I know you love, but you don't need to do that. Just get the Oracle, because you know you'll be able to pick up the Cargo Pod or the Blob Miner on the next turn. You absolutely will. So you're not going to be behind on trade, even if he does pick up the Stellar Ray. You'll be fine. Just get the Oracle. But I don't. I freak out. I use my Gambit for no reason. I foolishly use my Gambit. I only get 5 trades, so now I have to pick up the frickin'... now I pick up the Stellar Ray, even though Blob Mine or Cargo Pod would give me more trade and make it more likely for me to pick up... I don't know. I'm not sure I like this play at all. But I do draw 5 trades, so this is pretty good. And then, of course, my opponent picks up the Oracle. Stupid me. So now I have no damage. And he's got a base, and he'll defend. And he's got damage because he's got Veteran Pilots. And then he draws, and then now he picks up a Swarmer, which gives him trade row control. And okay, so it's unfortunate that happened. What's the right play now? The right play now is to start getting damage myself. The right play now is to get the Stinger. Is to get the alignment bot so I can scrap. It's not to go Blob Miner Cargo Pod, which I do. See, and if I got the Stinger, then the Battle Screecher would have flipped. I could have gotten the Battle Screecher. Then I could have cleared the trade row. I'm mad at myself, Of course, he gets the Stinger. Now he's got a good blob deck. I have no defense against it. He gets the alignment bot, like a smart person would. Right? Scraps the flagship because he knows that's how I'm going to come back. And then, okay, so it's still not so bad. What I can do now is maybe get the Trade Envoy or get the Siege Fortress, right? Like, that's a play. I'm about to cycle soon, I think. Am I? Yeah, I'm going to cycle soon. So getting the Trade Envoy or the Siege Fortress would be good, right? One heals and gives me trade, and I could potentially flip into something better. The other one gives me damage and protects my face. That's fine. Even something like Sentinel Security Craft would be okay, too. But I fucking whiff and I only get 6 trade. Like an idiot. So I have to get Security Craft now. But I don't have a follow-up play. I'm not about to blow up my deck with an Explorer. There's no reason to use this. My Gambit. Like, now I'm really behind. So, like, that wasn't really a mistake. Like, yeah, I was unlucky, but I let it affect my decisions later on. And now he gets the Sentinel. And now he scraps. And then Veteran Pilots is still kicking me in the face. And now the Oracle stays out and I can't do anything about it. And I buy the Battle Screecher way later than when I should have gotten it in the beginning. Yeah, Corybear is sitting pretty. And then the arc, yeah, see, and now he's just, it's nice, continuous damage. Every turn, he's dealing a little bit, dealing a little bit. The Oracle stayed out, he scrap, scrap, scrap. His deck is more efficient. And this is how you just win games. You get efficient, mid-tier damage, and you just keep hitting your opponent. And oftentimes, most people are focused on trade, and then that's what beats them. Is by the time they get all their good cards, they're down to 25 life, and they don't have the necessary defenses to come back. The same thing happened to me, you know? I fell into the trap. So now I got all this trade, you know? I bought the Arc, which is, you know, in a vacuum a really good card, but in this situation, maybe it would have been better to go trade Envoy. Maybe it would have been better to go Siege Fortress. You know, an argument could be made for both of those. I'm not sure Arc is the right play. Yes, I become more efficient, but my life total is so low, I'm not sure how much efficiency is really going to help me in that sense. So, I'm not saying an Arc is a mistake, but it's not as clear cut of a pick as most people would think. Gotta scrap. Gotta get rid of the Oracle. So, my thinking is now just be as efficient as possible. Right? So I picked up a scrapper. I got rid of the cargo pod. I'm going to try to be efficient. That's the plan. See, the problem is, though, and there, see, this is the problem. I'm almost efficient. I'm close to it. But I'm already at 14. So it doesn't matter. You know, this is the power of veteran pilots, too, is it puts so much pressure on you to play defensively. And there wasn't really any way I could play. No, there was, but that's the thing. I didn't really pay attention to the fact that there was veteran pilots, or certainly I didn't give it the weight that it deserved. And by the time I realized that I need to play defensively, I was already really low. So now I'm just trying to play defense. Right? So notice what happened here. And so I kind of think this is actually another mistake. All right, so let's back this hand up here. Right? So I've got 2, 3, 4, right? If I used this gambit and got 3 trade from the security craft, that would have given me 7, which would have allowed me to get the trade envoy, which I think is a better defensive card than the battle station. But I fucked that up too. And this is what I mean when I say I'm going on tilt, is because I was making snap decisions. I wasn't stopping to think through my plays because I was feeling so behind and I was getting desperate. And once the tilt sets in, you know, where you're playing poorly. Tilt is a poker term for making rash and poor decisions because you're feeling very emotional. And you know, this game's over. And now I'm just trying to buy blues, trying to protect myself. I don't know. I used a gambit for no reason there. Like, Lord. He kills my base. And what do I do? And like, see, and now I'm buying stuff. I'm just like, maybe I'll survive another turn, but, you know, Cory knows. Go for the throat, end this game. And he does. Well played, you know. I mean, this is the difference. This is the difference when you have a plan and it's clear and you can execute it versus when your opponent has no real plan. Your opponent's just trying to get lucky. And that's what I was doing. I was just kind of trying to get lucky. And I was playing from behind. I was on my back foot the whole time, and I fell back into a strategy that was really suboptimal, into a strategy that really didn't have a chance of winning. You know, I wasn't playing my best, even though I was not. I wasn't playing my best, even though I wasn't a favorite to win the game. You know, you do win those 25% games 1 out of 4 times, so you got to try to play to that. You don't want to play those 1 out of 10 games, those 1 out of 15 games. You know, and when your decisions later in the course of the game lower your percentage of winning over and over and over again, that's a problem. You know, so Corey Bear, props to you. You smelled blood in the water, you jumped on it, you made an efficient deck, you made the smart buys. You know, there's a saying in football where they say take what the defense gives you. You know, Corey took what I gave him. You know, I gave him the Oracle. I gave him I gave him the Oracle, I gave him the Sentinel, I gave him the Convoy Bot. Like, these were buys that I should have made that I didn't. I made weird, odd purchases that I shouldn't have made. And it snowballed, and I let it get away from myself. So, we're all vulnerable to having one bad decision affect the rest of our decisions. And so the important thing is that even if you do make a poor choice in the beginning, that you keep making good choices after that. So, yeah, I think that's a lesson to take from this game. All right, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate it. I'll see y'all later.